Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stan&Chelle show. Are you interested in becoming a photographer? Today, our special guest, Inari Briana, will tell us about her story. Hopefully, all the answers that she's gonna give us, you will be happy and help you make a better career choice. At the end of the interview, she's gonna show us some of her work. So stay tuned, and God bless you all. Hello, Inari. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad that you're available to be part of the show today, and
Thank
hopefully you have time to answer all the questions that I have for you today.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, awesome. And our first question, what can you tell us about your profession?
So I am a Atlanta-based photographer who specializes in editorials, portraits, and commercial work for photography.
Awesome.
Mm.
That's a lot of information. And what did you become interested in this field?
So when I was younger, I want to say about 12 years old, I realized that I wanted to do film in cinema because I loved movies, especially growing up. I constantly watched television and everything. And so when I was 12, my mom put me in different classes for film and it taught me how to create a script and, edit and basically the process of actually creating a film, whether it was a short film or a full length or anything of that sort. So when I graduated from high school, I basically wanted my own camera so I can do my own films while I was in college. So my mom was like, how about you make the money and when you make enough, I'll match that and we'll get you a camera. So throughout the summer, after graduation for high school, I went and worked at the movies, which was basically the best idea because free movies. So that's one thing I don't have to pay for during the summer. And
Yeah.
then two, I get paid. So it was a win-win for me. Like I don't mind cleaning up, theaters just to get to watch free movies whenever I want to. So made the money, went to Savannah State. That was the first college that I went to. It was HBCU in Savannah, Georgia. And I had a camera, but then I realized I didn't have any editing software. So I was like, okay, well, how am I supposed to do anything? I don't have editing software. So, okay, well, let's see what the camera does. So I decided to take pictures. So it was during the homecoming and the alumni for Savannah State came back to do a stroll off for the new students. And so I had my camera and I was out there and I was just taking pictures, didn't know what I was doing. But when everything was over, I realized, oh, some of these are actually really good. So I decided to post it on Instagram. And this was around the time that Instagram was truly popping off. So when I posted them, all these fraternities and sororities started following me, asking me how much I charge for photos, things of that sort. And so I was like, okay, well, it seems like I'm a natural at this. So let me go ahead and continue and do it. But of course, like when I was taking photos, sometimes I wouldn't even use my camera the first time. I would just use my phone just because I wanted to learn how to use my eye and see what looks good and what doesn't look good. And I just kind of kept at it ever since. So it's pretty much my 7th year now. So my freshman year of college, I ended up leaving after the second semester and ended up at Georgia State University, and that's where I graduated from back in 2017.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
So do you have to go to school to become a photographer, or you can just do anything on your own?
I am a self-taught photographer. I did not learn anything about photography at school. The only thing I only took literally one photography class at in college, and it was basically photography and history, and that was pretty much it. But other than that, like I have never taken a class that taught me how to use a camera. Well, photography wise, how to use a camera. YouTube University, that's what I did.
Mm. YouTube, yeah.
hmm
So basically, viewers, if you want to do this, you can just learn everything on YouTube.
Yeah, literally, you really can. Like, it's so many different tutorials on how the basics of a camera, how to edit, how to get the lighting the way you want to, how to use a light meter, what kind of lights you should use, what kind of camera or lenses you should use for specific cameras. Like it's literally, you can literally learn everything on YouTube. Even now, I'm constantly on YouTube learning something else to enhance my craft. So I love it. It's great. And it's entertaining. And YouTube is so entertaining.
Okay.
That's the best way to learn anything. I don't think anybody would really truly enjoy learning photography in school unless you just have that one professor that's like that stands out and it makes you want to just learn more. But sitting behind a desk to learn something that you have to be hands-on with and out in the field learning, I feel like you don't need to go to school for that.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So, how many different paths can you go with on your field?
You can go, listen, you have so many paths you can go with photography. You can be a portrait photographer, wedding, you can do stock footage, you can take pictures like behind the scenes of like different sets of like whether it's a film or a music video. You can do literally everything. You can do it as a hobby, landscape, product, food. Love food photography. Oh my God, it's so good. I love looking at food. Like it's great. I
Mhm.
dabble in product. I dabble in food photography, product photography. Um, I'm not really into landscape. I am a little bit into street photography. It's not bad, but I enjoy street photography. I do a lot of behind the scenes works for like movie sets and music videos. Like when I first started photography, like taking it seriously, I ended up working at this production company as an intern, and I was working on sets for like Future and Meek Mill and Trevor Jackson, taking behind the scenes pictures. Like, for instance, if you've ever seen the music video by Future called Fez Did a Sweep, I actually shot the surveillance photos that they use in the music video, and they use it as props in the video. So when you see those photos, even the snapshots that they have in the beginning, those are all of my pictures. Like,
Good job.
thank you.
Congratulations. Uh, So, what's the most and the least favorite part about your field?
So the best part for me would have to be creating. Just the beginning of coming up with the idea and the process of production. So like for instance, I have an all-female creative team that consists of makeup artists, hairstylists, set designers, creative directors, everything. So and a lot of us actually met at Georgia State, which is probably why I love Georgia State so much because it's the best place to network, especially since Georgia State is an open campus, so every single building is all around the city. So technically, it just feels like you're going to school in the city, you know? So I really enjoy that atmosphere. I felt like that was better for me because I'm a city girl at heart, not like the city girls, but the city girl at heart. Like I love the city. So
Mm,
I was able to thrive and progress more, you know, as an artist in that atmosphere. But yeah, I have an all-female creative team, and we are constantly using mood boards to create the project. So let's say I have a mood board and I send it to them. What we do next is we break down the entire project, like what kind of props we need, how are we going to do the hair, how are we going to do the makeup, are we going to do on location or set design? Do we need to find a location? Do we need lights? If we do need lights, how many lights do we need? Like we literally break everything down and create. And it gives us a chance to just kind of really get really creative with everything. Like there's this antique mall that I went to, and there was a shoot that I did called Telephone, and it was based off of a Lady Gaga music video. And basically, we went to an antique store. Oh my gosh, it was the best I've ever been to, I promise you, because they had every single thing you can think of. We were going through like, and then okay, so like the way it happens is you go into the building, then they have all these different vendors and they have them in sections. So it's literally like going into a mall and window shopping because every single time you're passing like a different section, it's like so many things to buy. And then it had like a comic book store. I was in heaven. That's how I felt. I was in heaven with all that. But we got like all these different types of antique telephones. It was great. But and some of them we kept as is, and then others we painted and got creative with it. And then like some of my stylists are also designers. So when we had the outfit, we either spray painted it or we customized it and all that. But that part is the best to me. The actual production, it's stressful, but it's fun because everybody's adrenaline is just rushing so much because we're trying to get it done. That's the best. And then post production, I just like to when I edit, I just like to see what I can do to enhance the photo that I have already. So the whole creative process is probably my favorite. My least favorite would have to be dealing with clients who are stressful.
Mm,
I
okay.
mean, not all clients are like that. There are clients who are the best to work with. They're very easy to work with, but then there are ones who feel as though they take advantage. They underestimate the amount of time that a creative has to put into their work and is not appreciated. And rather than, asking to or making suggestions, they kind of bash your work. And because art is so subjective, and um sometimes it's like, just because someone else might not like it doesn't mean that someone else will, you know? But
Okay.
I just don't like when people feel as though they need to bash the person completely, even though they put so much work into creating that process. Now, for me, personally, I haven't had that situation happen to me for like a while. Like when I was first starting photography, I did have some very frustrating clientele because they took advantage of the fact that I was just starting out, which
Mm,
is something I will when you which I would say, when you're starting off as a photographer, don't let people underestimate you, and don't let them take advantage of you just because you're starting out. That's just something that I just really believe in. But yeah, in the beginning, it was really frustrating. They would take advantage of me being a student, for one, and then two, just starting out, and they'll lowball me. I've had a client once who got mad at me because they didn't like her wedding photos. This was years ago. I've never done like back then. I didn't know how wedding photography works, but I felt like the photos were really good. But because she didn't want to pay for the product, she decided to complain about it, and was like, "I'm not paying you for this," even though
wow.
I did her every yeah. But I'm not gonna speak that negative energy. It's
Mm,
years ago. I don't even care. But yeah,
mhm,
there are clients that are really frustrating, and it becomes an issue. But I mean, everything else, I really love photography. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. But when it comes down to making it a business,
mhm.
it can be a handful.
Okay. All right. Since I see you already start giving some advice, can you give more advice to somebody who's like interested on becoming a photographer and make it as a profession?
Okay, so I'll say this: even though I highly suggest you don't go to school for photography, I do say learning the history of photography is definitely beneficial, because there are things that the OGs have done before us, and I feel like it's best to study those people, because you never know what you might create based on what you're inspired by from those people. So I definitely say that. And also, if you do go to school and you decide that you want to do photography professionally, I say either major or minor in business, because when it comes down to being a creative, we're so used to just wanting to create and make things and be an artist. But you don't have to be a struggling artist. Find ways to make a profit off of your business if that's what you want to live off of. So whether it's, even if it's not business, marketing, just push your craft and make it to where you want to, that make it to the point where you can live off of it, and be comfortable. Because when it comes down to it, when you buy equipment, it's an investment. It is not just something you buy and that's it. When you're buying stuff like a camera lens or a laptop or a hard drive or whatever, like, these are things that are investments into your future of becoming a photographer. I also say that there is a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a vast amount of people who feel like they're imposters or have imposter syndrome, and feel as though sometimes they compare themselves to other people, when as other photographers, or even whatever your craft is really.
Mhm.
I feel like stay in your lane, because when you think about it, when you're running and you're just not looking to the side to see what your opponents are doing, you're looking forward because you want to win that race. Because it's the same thing that comes into becoming a photographer, and seeing that there are other people that are like more advanced than you. Stay in your lane and don't compare yourself to other, because it can get very discouraging. I could take a picture one day, and then my friend could take a picture, and their picture might look better than mine, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna, you know, feel discouraged because their picture is better than mine. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do to get to the place that I wanna get to when it comes to my craft, because everybody's craft is different. We might have the same we might be in the same field, but our styles are never the same. You know what I mean? So, definitely just don't compare yourself to others. It's so easy to do that, especially being an artist, a photographer, a singer, or anything. It is very like it's discouraging, but if you just stay in your lane, you should be completely fine.
Awesome. Thank you, Inari, for all those information, all those good advices. Hopefully, the viewers will be happy to hear all those advice, and whenever they're ready to start their own,
Mhm.
they'll be able to say, "Wow, thank you for Inari, this professional to help me doing everything
No
I
problem.
was feeling about, if I can say it like that." So if
Mhm.
they want to contact, what would be the best way for them to contact you or
Mm,
to have your
so
service?
okay, well, so the best way to contact me would be inaribriana.com/contact. It'll have my email, uh, whatever email it is at the moment. The email that I have is temporary, it'll be changed soon, but whatever email that is and my contact information, email that email. Instagram, you can contact me on there. I don't answer bookings in my DMs, but I do have it to where you'll be able to text my phone or send an email and let me know, what you want to do or what you're looking for. So my Instagram is at Inari Briana, INARIBRIANA. Same for my Twitter at Inari Briana. My Facebook, facebook.com/Inari Briana. Those are all the ways that you can contact me. Yeah, Inari Briana, everything.
All right, thank you again. And hopefully, it's not going to be the last time that we're going to be able to speak with you. So
Right.
have a blessed day, and good luck on all your work that you be doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, all right.